Well, Johnny Manziel, who vowed not to embarrass the Browns organization during the team's bye week, is back in the news for some alleged off-the-field actions. TMZ posted a video Monday afternoon of what they reported was Manziel partying in an Austin nightclub Friday night during the Browns' bye. The video shows him holding a bottle of champagne. Manziel spent 10 weeks in a Pennsylvania rehab facility last offseason while volunteering at the Greater Cleveland Food Bank on Monday. Manziel told Cleveland.com that the video could be old, and he didn't comment specifically whether he drank alcohol during the bye week. Here's what Johnny said. Videos can be old. Videos can be all kinds of different things. So like I said, I'm not in a state to be able to speak on it because of my focus has been on this today. And what really matters is this game on Monday. So that's where my focus has been. I did get a chance to relax, so I haven't been anything like that. And so I haven't seen anything like that. And I'm not going to be able to speculate on it right now. So again, asked specifically if the video was old, Manziel said, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak on it. We don't have any direct confirmation the video was from this weekend. We don't know for sure that Johnny was drinking. Skip, regardless, what's your reaction to this?
We don't know if this, if that, if this. Here we go again. It's just another Johnny incident, Stephen A. I'll say it again for the 3 viewers we have who might not know my stance on Johnny Manziel. I love this kid. Raved about him going into this draft. And I'm here to tell you, he just doesn't get it. He still doesn't get it. He's going to wake up sooner than later, and his career, the game of football that he lives for, is going to be gone because the people around the NFL who count are going to decide that his off-field escapades mean more to him than what happens on the football field. I'm here to warn Johnny Manziel, kid I love, you're going to play your way, quote unquote, play your way out of the league off the field because you ain't really playing your way into the league on the field just yet. We've seen some positive signs. Now you've been named Cleveland's starting quarterback for the last 6 games. And here we go again. Obviously, Stephen A., I'll be the first to tell you, you and I go back and forth about this. There's nothing wrong with most professional athletes going to nightclubs. Even though I do have my issues with what can go wrong in nightclubs to professional athletes after midnight, but that's a whole nother issue. I'm still saying usually nothing wrong, unless you're Johnny Manziel and you have been involved in incident upon incident, all of which have detonated viral photos on the internet of you, Johnny, looking foolish, looking stupid, looking so un-National Football League starting quarterback-esque. And here we go again with the Johnny Manziel, as you point out, spent 10 months in an addiction treatment center up near Cleveland. And we know that he just was absolved, let off the hook on what could have been a violation of the NFL Conduct Code, an incident involving him and his girlfriend in a car, which he told police when they came to investigate that she did fear for her life, but he's been let off that hook. Not sure how, but he was let off that hook. And he promised his coach going into the bye week that even though, obviously, he told the police after the incident, yes, he had been drinking, but he told his coach, Coach, going into the bye week, the one thing you don't have to worry about is me. I will not embarrass this franchise during the bye week. I will not cause a distraction for the Cleveland Browns during the bye week. And here we go again. Again, not sure exactly what happened, though it sure sounds like, at the very least, he did fly to Austin during the bye week and he did go to nightclubs. Anybody else, I'm fine with that. Johnny, not fine with that because photos will be taken, photos will go viral, some video might go viral. We're not sure about the authenticity, but when Johnny had a chance to put to rest the authenticity of the videos and what he did or didn't do in Austin, Texas, he was vague. He was not definitive at all. He danced. Made you wonder. Made you suspicious once again. You couldn't definitively say, no, I was not drinking and I did not do that and I didn't. Nope, I did not do that. He did say that because the team had off all the way Thursday through Monday, he came back early. He came back on Saturday in part to attend the Ohio State-Michigan State game. Said he had a lot of fun there. But we know Johnny likes to go out. Johnny likes to be around people. Johnny likes to have a good time. At some point, Johnny can't have a good time in public anymore because he has to focus on winning on the football field first because of all the black marks on his resume, all the X's on his resume that continue to pile up. I'm sure his franchise is embarrassed by this because they're all going to have to answer to this when they reconvene on Tuesday as they get ready for a Monday night game. So, Stephen A., again, it's just yet another chapter in the ongoing saga of Johnny Manziel that I think is going nowhere.
Well, first of all, he shouldn't have been out partying when his team has lost 5 straight and he just got named the starting quarterback. You kind of need to be in the film room trying to figure out a way to win a football game, particularly when the final 6 games of the regular season are basically the litmus test on what Johnny Manziel can do on the NFL level. So I hear where you're coming from there. Here is where I think you're missing the boat, Skip Bayless. And I don't even think you thought about this until I said this. Johnny Manziel is no dummy. He's a highly intelligent young man. He has to know how something like this looks. Now, granted, with alcohol being involved potentially, we don't know this for sure, but you got a champagne bottle, whatever the case may be. You know the assumptions that are going to be made. Did it ever occur to you, Skip Bayless, that he's doing it on purpose so he will get shipped out of Cleveland? Johnny Manziel, let me tell you right now, is not happy in Cleveland. I'm talking about from a lifestyle, quality of life perspective. He is no LeBron James. And I'm not talking about just like as much as, obviously not talent-wise. But LeBron James, that is home to him. LeBron James loves being in Ohio. LeBron James' family loves being in Ohio. His friends love being in Ohio. That is home to them. That is not home to Johnny Manziel. He's there because he has to be. That's why Johnny Manziel is there. Did it ever occur to you that all of these incidences, particularly when he knows he's going to have an opportunity to perform on the playing field, his whole thing is to perform on the playing field to the best of my ability, yet at the same time be somewhat of a loose cannon, a potential headache. So I'm not worth it for Cleveland, but I might be worth it for somebody else that can get me in a different environment than this, because this is not where I want to be. I'm not saying I know this for sure, but I would not put it past Johnny Manziel to be thinking along those lines, because it has been very, very hard. And when we understand this, and let me make sure that I'm not disrespecting the city of Cleveland or its fan base. Tremendous fan base. I tell those people that all the time when I'm at the Cavs games. The fans are great. The city, the fan base, the basketball team is obviously great. All those things are true. A little bit too cold for my liking. I prefer South Beach any day to Cleveland, but that's not where I'm going here. Where I'm going here with Johnny Manziel is that by and large, speak to the folks in Cleveland, the radio hosts, the pundits, the newspaper columnists, everybody else, they will tell you in unison that the Cleveland Browns may be the most dysfunctional franchise you can find. The owner wanted them, but the owner ain't on the same page as the GM. The GM ain't on the same page as Coach Mike Pettin. Everybody seems to have their own agenda. There doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason to what they're doing, and Johnny Manziel is caught in the middle of all of that. So he knows he needs to be in a better situation, not just from a lifestyle perspective, but from a football perspective. And maybe, just maybe, and I'm guessing, maybe he's doing this on purpose, knowing that he's going to play and he'll have an opportunity to perform and impress eyeballs. His whole point is, I still don't want to be here when all is said and done. Somebody, please view this as a cry for help to get me the hell out of Cleveland, because I can't stand playing for this organization. I think it's entirely possible that that's what his thinking is, and I think that assists in some of his perceived reckless behavior.
I have thought about your theory. I have tried to read into this that that's what the kid is doing. It's just hard for me to believe. Listen, the incident with the girlfriend, that's a dangerous tightrope you're walking. If you're trying to...
I want to talk about that.
Yeah, I know. But that's one where you've gone completely over the edge on that one. That's one that could ruin you. It could ruin the rest of your career, whatever's left of it. So if we're going to... just for conjecture's sake, let's say that the TMZ video is authentic and it did happen last Thursday, Friday. Remember, they were off last week. It was a bye week.
It happened. Yeah.
Let's say, for the sake of this discussion, it is authentic. So you're telling me that he's sort of faking it. He's looking like he's acting a fool up in the club with waving the Dom bottle in his hand. You know, man, it's just hard for me to believe you'd go that far in your bye week after you promised your team you would at least lay low that week. I don't know. You're running the risk that no other team will even take a chance on you.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the bottle. That might have to do, and you know this better than me because you've acknowledged, you know, your family's history without going to how much you know about that. So you would know about that more than me. I'm talking about his willingness to even go. Knowing that you're going to bring, because you can't hide.
You cannot
just
hide.
Showing up is going to make news. So just to go there is what I'm saying. Now, what he did when he got there is what you're alluding to. I'm talking about his willingness to even go in the first place. I certainly wasn't talking about the road incident with his girlfriend. I'm talking about his willingness to go into public forums where he's going to be seen doing something other than playing football. Just the mere fact that he did that.
Well, as
to
you
me,
and I always
he's
say,
asking for trouble.
Yeah, I agree.
And I know that.
You and I came up in the newspaper business. Now, everybody in every club is holding a newspaper in his or her hands with the ability to hit send and send it out to potentially millions of people. So Johnny knows he can't escape. You can't lay low going to the club. You're going to make news as soon as you step through the door. If you're Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football during his bye week, it's going to go viral. And it did yet again. So I love the case that you're making. I want him so badly out of Cleveland. I just don't like the signs are all bad in his personal life. The people I know who know Johnny are all just so upset with him. They feel like they've lost him. I don't know what his family thinks, but remember for a while he was sort of exiled by his family. They're trying to tough love him and just say, Johnny, that's enough. And it sort of forced him at some point to say, I give up, I'm going to rehab. Go ahead.
Last point on this, Kip. Always remember this. When you are young, I don't care whether you're privileged or desolate. When you are young, and you are unhappy, a speck of idle time could be the most dangerous thing because the last thing you want to do is languish someplace in solitude, literally being swarmed by the thoughts of your misery. You want to get out, you want to exhale, you want to express yourself. That's what this dude, you got to get him out of Cleveland. He doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, I just have one piece of advice. If he is going to party, if your theory isn't true, Stephen A., Terrell Davis used to always say this, my former colleague, bring the party to you and have people leave the phones at the door if you're going to do that. And I think the bottom line, Skip, what you said is he just doesn't get it.
No.